Welcome back, everybody. Today we're joined by the CEO of World Parts Direct, Brandon Ruffin. Thank you for joining us. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you started the company.
Well, first and foremost, it's not so much about me. This was absolutely a group effort. My twin brother is my partner. We have a team of about 30 people now that make this company possible. We have a very good partner with our friends at Jupiter Chevrolet. We've got good partners over at Dallas Dodge and many other dealerships around the country that make this possible. And so this is the result of many years of blood, sweat, and tears, and also a very tech-forward approach to everything that we do. We're trying to bring technology into an industry where it's been lacking, and I think that's been a big part of our success and what's helped us get to this level.
So far, the company only sells GM and Mopar products. What are the next brands that we can see in the storefront, and what kind of plan do you have to add other brands?
You know, GM and Mopar are massive brands in their own right, each encompassing several different vehicle makes. Now the end goal is to carry essentially all popular USA makes. That's where this road is heading, and so it's something that we have to onboard these brands strategically. We can't just send a tsunami or tidal wave at our team as far as what we're prepared to handle, what we're trained to handle. We pride ourselves in having a very deep level of knowledge over the products that we carry. We need to be able to understand what the customers are looking for. We need to understand the catalogs intuitively, the different quirks with the ordering process. I mean, there's a lot of nuance for any specific brand, and if we tried to open the gates on all of them at once, it would disadvantage us and our customers. It would lower the quality of service that we will allow ourselves to offer, right? And so as far as what comes next, Ford is the missing piece for the big three. Big three is GM, Mopar, and Ford, the major U.S. auto brands. But there's also a lot of other very desirable brands for our customers and for ourselves. We love Toyota, we love Honda, Nissan. There's really, we could go down the list. All of these brands are have a place, and we want to support as many of them as we ultimately can.
How are we able to find the best prices, even cheaper than some dealerships? And what allows us to have the best prices?
We're not cheaper than a lot of dealerships. We're cheaper than all dealerships. And that is despite that we are partnered with them. These parts are the same thing that your dealer would provide, right? So these are still genuine parts, same warranty. They come from the same factory. There's no difference whatsoever, except for the price and the quality of service that you receive. And of course, the ordering convenience to be able to do that online and have it show up at your door rather than, fighting traffic, going up there and sitting in line to do it the old-fashioned way. And so there's a combination of factors that make it possible. First and foremost, offering wholesale pricing to the public necessitates that we cut the margin on our side, right? So we make very, very little per sale, and we make a lot of sales to make up for it. So it's absolutely a volume game. In being a volume game, it gives us a ton of practice to hone our efficiency, further find places to cut our overhead. But it's, the overhead reductions mostly come down to the technology that we incorporate. So ultimately, I wanted to finish that the technology is kind of the secret sauce, which as far as what helps us beat out the competition, right? There are other people that try to offer wholesale pricing to the public, and they have varying degrees of success. But if you cannot, you cannot grow a business to this size with this many moving pieces without either a significant amount of people at every level with checks and balances on the accounting side, on the invoicing, on the inventory control, or you use advanced technology. And the technology is not typically really out there to go subscribe to. It's not something that you can just call up your DMS or your software vendor and say, hey, this is what I need. Maybe they would bill you to try to build it out custom, but it is a ground up approach. It is a custom suite of tools. It's just what it has to be. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, there hasn't been the level of software support and focus in the parts sector of the OE auto space. There's a lot of support in sales. There's a lot of support in service parts. It's kind of figure it out yourselves. And we've been fortunate to have a team of incredibly talented programmers, data scientists. I mean, we treat this like a tech company. More than a parts company, and it's really a marriage of the two, which makes this possible.
There are so many parts stores and like other online retailers, but Us being a tech company first is one of the things that makes us stand out. What else makes us different?
Absolutely. It's one of the internal things. I mean, from the customer-facing side, I think what would define us is the service. You know, you look at some of our largest competitors, and you can't call them. And it blows my mind because we know the numbers these stores run. We know the people there, and in many cases, we like these people. But I don't think it's a very good experience for the customer to only be able to email, right? And then you're subject to 1 to 5 day, maybe more than that, delay for every back and forth, getting one sentence at a time, towards your goal, as opposed to being able to talk to a real live person that can hash it out and solve the problem right then and there. We have live support 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and we always will. If not, I say we always will. If anything, we'll expand those hours, perhaps adding some communication options on the weekend. But whereas our competitors have gone to email only, at least the ones that are big enough to actually have an inventory that's respectable enough to cover your needs without everything needing to be a special order or without half your order getting canceled. We're in rare company as far as which ones will actually answer the phone. And answering the phone, I mean, it might sound like a trivial thing, but we don't believe that it is. We want to be extremely reachable. We want to be personable. We want to be down to earth, but we also want to be the best. And that's what we're striving to do here.
So a lot of people ask, like, why we even ask for the VIN and if it really is necessary. So why would you say that it's important?
We don't need it, but it's for everybody's. It's in your best interest to provide it. The reason is because there are a ton of variations for every part. You might need a window switch for a 2015 Silverado, and in the OEM's infinite wisdom, they want to make 5 to 10 variations of most parts these days, and they might all look the same. And so you might go onto Amazon or eBay and find 5 or 10 different window switches, all different part numbers that say this fits your 2015 Silverado, but really only one of them is actually correct. You're most likely to have, most of them just probably won't work, and the ones that could, some of them will partially work, but really you want the one that the manufacturer recommends. The VIN number tells us what that part is. It's as simple as that. We're an actual human is taking that VIN that you provide at the time of order. We're checking every part on your order against the manufacturer catalog, and we're making sure that you ordered compatible products. The only time you really shouldn't provide the VIN, in our opinion, is if you're trying to do a modification. Maybe your vehicle came with one grille and you want to add a different one for an aesthetic upgrade, if that's how you see it, and that's fine. We'll support that. We'll get you those parts at the best prices in the country. But providing the VIN. Our MO here, our protocol here when we have that VIN is to make sure that everything that you're ordering is factory, original, correct, guaranteed to fit. And if you ever are doing an OE replacement as opposed to a modification and it doesn't fit and you provided your VIN, you're fully covered. We're going to take care of shipping. There's not going to be any fees. We're either going to get you the part that you truly needed or we're going to get you every penny back. So it's an additional source of assurance for our customers to know that you're not really gambling with your time and with your money. You're going to get what you need the first time. One thing that I think is unique to us is often whenever we find out that you ordered the wrong part, often the part that you need is actually less money. We automatically will charge you that lower price. We're never going to just keep the difference. We're not going to claim it's some kind of service fee or premium for the correction that we made. If you ordered a part that was $200 and the one that you needed was $150, we run your card for that lower amount. You never pay that extra. And, so it's something that also can not only save you time and headache, but also money. And we pride ourselves on repeat business. A ton of our customers are recurring. We have plenty of new ones every day as well, but a lot of customers come back to us. And I think it's these little layers that we add to the process that, just round out the experience and make us somebody that people can trust.
Okay. So we call ourselves World Parts Direct. Do we actually ship all over the world?
Absolutely, worldwide. Sometimes to countries we've barely heard of.
Yeah, I've definitely had to Google some of those myself. Okay, how do you feel about the Hemi coming back?
Oh gosh, that was back by popular demand. I think nobody liked that it went away. A legendary engine, obviously, and has been for a long time. And so there was a lot of backlash, and corporate listened. Stellantis brought it back. That sound, that power, it's not something that, people want to move away from. And so, at least for now, it's back. We'll see how long that lasts. The OEMs can change their minds at a moment's notice, but, the customer spoke, and fortunately, the manufacturer listened.
Okay, so something I just kind of wanted to get your input and insight on is the average age of cars is increasing with the year. 2 years ago, it was 12, then it was 13, and now the average car is 14 years old. Do you have any insight on what it means to keep your old car or buying a new one on a cost standpoint? And is it more beneficial to keep my old car, or is there a certain point?
That's a very personal question. The answer is going to differ for almost everybody. But obviously, the broader trend has been to keep them longer. I think cost is the main reason, right? I mean, we had a couple of years of pretty bad inflation. And we've got bills to pay, we've got rent to pay. There's only so much money in a lot of our budgets to go around. And when you take a base model truck that a couple years ago might have been 30 grand, and now the base model's 50 grand, and the interest rates are 6, 7, 8%, whatever they might be, it's hard to swallow that pill and make that decision for a lot of people. And if your existing vehicle can be kept well maintained and in operation, that's the better option for a lot of cost-conscious individuals. I wouldn't mind having a newer vehicle, but I'm doing the same thing I think as most everybody else is I'm keeping it on the road, I'm maintaining it, I'm changing the oil regularly, I'm using OEM parts for the repairs. That's a big one. And I'm probably going to drive it until it can't go anymore.
Okay, to wrap it up, is there anything else you'd like to share? Any news, promos, or sales?
Well, it's Black Friday at World Parts Direct 365 days a year, right? We will do little sales here and there, but I mean, we're already so close to dealer cost with our ridiculously aggressive pricing structure and our promise to beat any price out there that, it's not like we have the ability to go slash things 40% off. We'd be well below cost to even try because we're already right on that line. Right. So, but our promise to our customers is that nobody's going to beat the value that we provide, not just in the actual out the door price, which will beat that absolutely for any OEM seller. If it's a new to new comparison, we're going to beat it every time. But we're also going to beat it on the level of service, the after purchase support. Should you have a warranty issue, a year or 2 years down the line, we're honoring that both personally, or we'll help you get it handled at your local dealer. These are nationwide warranties. So we encourage everybody to see what the buzz is about over here. Let us earn your business.
Well, thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate you, sitting down with us.